Everyone's favorite day is arms. I'm not going to start with that weight, that's for sure. You know, I always thought from day one that I could be great. Biceps are still my least favorite to train, believe it or not. I'm very superstitious when it comes to my training. It's good to switch the gyms up once in a while and get that long head of the tricep. Just to get on different equipment, I forget some of the stuff that's here. Probably at my biggest, I wouldn't have fit in it. Motivation. I'm going to motivate myself. I don't know how many reps that was, but I know it burned. All right, so today's workout is going to be some arm training. Everyone's favorite day is arms. So we're here at Fit Club, Las Vegas. We're at the main location, which is near the Strip. So what we're gonna do, like we always do, is we're gonna start this routine with triceps, okay? So I'm gonna focus on 3 or 4 different movements, the same for biceps. This is one of my workout days that I always say I don't love as much because it's not as challenging. But I've done all types of routines. So I've done actually arm training with the bigger body parts. So meaning like shoulders, triceps, chest and biceps, or vice versa. So it didn't add an extra day to my workout routine. But ever since I really started adding just one day for strictly arms, I've been actually making the most progress. I mean, that was later in my career. Just because, you know, you get all these theories on when you should train certain body parts. It's like, you know, this push-pull kind of theory or whatnot. And I don't really follow like necessarily something like that. I actually have body parts to actually train. And for me, I've always liked doing the arm day, even though it adds the extra day, right? And like I said, I'm training like 7 days a week anyway. So for me, it's not really a big deal if I'm having that extra day. It's a day where I can actually not go as hard because obviously back training, leg training, you know, even shoulders and chest, like I'm still feel like I'm training pretty hard. But I'll tell you, sometimes the workouts are a little abbreviated, especially with my travel schedule and the food that I eat. But I'm leaving for Germany in the morning. So I am going to miss training the next day or so. When I land in Germany at 9 o'clock on Thursday, by the time I get checked in the hotel, it'll be afternoon. I will train on Thursday night. And more than likely, I will train on Friday also. And I'm going to try to do my best to get there Saturday. Sunday is going to be an expo, and then I'll travel back to Frankfurt to fly back out. So it is the FIBO weekend. It's the biggest fitness event in the world. And I'm looking forward to going out there and seeing everyone. So I don't know if this video will be out by then. But if not, you guys got to see me in Germany. And it's week after week. You know, the next week I'm in North Carolina. Then we're in Boston after that. So it just rolls every single weekend. But my workouts are still as much on point as they can be. Obviously, you know, I'll sleep most of the plane over there. And then, like I said, I get there. And to avoid the jet lag, I always hit the gym. So we're going to start with some rope press downs here. Going to do a couple warm-up sets, get the elbows going. And I'm going to go through the routine, and then I'll kind of hit an explanation at the end. I'll give you guys a little insight. But I just want to go through this workout. Today's one of those days I just want to train. I'm not going to say that much. Not going to start with that weight, that's for sure. All right, we're going to do press downs. Standard press down. Gonna go right into it. 100 pounds. This is the heaviest stack in the gym, so. So we're doing the regular press down. So this is probably the most common exercise for triceps. And it's kind of funny. My mom would ask me, you know, how do I build back here? This is probably one of the exercises, like kind of a dip or a press down movement, ideally. Now I've used a camera bar, straight bar. Usually I like it a little longer because, as you know, I lean in. And why I lean in just feels better for me. Listen, I've always had great growth. So whether they say it's right or wrong, it's worked for me. A lot of people have taken on this this stance and really got best benefit out of it. And my pump's pretty good right now. So exercise number 2, and the next we're going to do is dip, and then we'll do some sort of a press out movement. So once again, 10 or 12 reps here. This is the heavy set. We roll with it. Now, I used to only do body weight dips or weighted dips, and for me, I kind of stay away from that now, and the only reason is to protect my elbows. And obviously, as I've gotten older, you know, I just don't want to injure anything. So my body weight is still around 230, but I like sticking to something like this. Like, there's a lot of different dip machines, but I kind of like how this is positioned, and I can really lock out and get that long head of the tricep. So like I said, I got a pretty good pump. I just went up a little bit in weight, so we're going to focus on 12 reps. It's good to switch the gyms up once in a while, just to get on different equipment. I forget some of the stuff that's here. So a little unique here. This machine always wasn't here. Probably at my biggest, I wouldn't have fit in it. So let's see how this is. It's kind of old school, this one. All right, so what I'm doing on this, there's a lot of machines we can use for tricep extension. Do cables, cambered bar, regular bar. We could do dumbbells, right? You've seen me do all those before, but what I'm going to focus on with this is I'm kind of locked in and I'm kind of extending this way, which is a little different feel. And like I said, it's good to switch things up once in a while, where a lot of you guys switch your routines where, oh, last week I started with incline on the chest machine, I'm gonna start with flat, or vice versa. Or, you know, for me, I do the same routine, same exercise. Like I said, I always start with the rope press down, always go to, you know, press down with a bar, and then I do some sort of extensions, right? So I think ideally, I don't like to switch things up dramatically, and going to these different gyms allowed me to get a different feel, so. All right, so alternate dumbbell curls every time I do biceps. This is my exercise, but sometimes I start on a machine, but I'm gonna start with free weights this time. So I'll do a warm-up set. I'll probably start with 40s. When I was at my peak, I used to go up to like 80s, but see how this feels. I'm very superstitious when it comes to my training, where I feel I always got to start with like the same exercises, or I can't get my mind to get that pump immediately. What I love about biceps after triceps, it's an immediate pump. Like, I already have a pump from one set. So I'll more than likely not do any warm-up sets here, in a sense. just do a little feel set, and I'll just use these as working sets since I'm already kind of warm. We'll see how it feels. All right, so preacher curl, guys. Pretty standard. We have a lot of options here now. I'm almost tempted to use that chain-driven one, but this is feeling good. I feel a good pump. Biceps are still my least favorite to train, believe it or not. I know a lot of you guys will question why, but I don't know how many reps that was, but I know it burned. It's kind of funny because I know when I get to Germany, we're going to find a gym to train at, but I'm sure it'll be busy as hell, especially during those expo weekends. Anyone that's traveled to the expos knows that the gyms are super crowded on those weekends. So there'll be a lot of interruptions, but I guess that's part of the game, right? Motivation. I'm going to motivate myself. All right, this is the last one. So we're gonna focus on, since everyone always says, what happened to my forearm size? Listen, forearms get worked from a lot of different movements, whether it's back training or like shoulder side laterals, whatever. I'm gonna do a hammer curl. So I'm gonna come across the body a little bit. It's gonna focus on more your depth from the side on the bicep, and it's gonna focus on a little of the forearm. I'm trying to hang on to what I can. I know some of the comments have been, you know, up and down in size. You know, my whole goal is to be really lean now. So I'm not trying to go crazy with my eating habits. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on probably 45 and just focus on doing cross body. I'm not even really counting repetitions, to be honest. I'm just going by the feel, guys. So I know some people like to count reps, and I always say I do 12 each arm. But all in all, the pump is attained. That's the main thing with arms. You know, I'm still trying to get that pump in there. I always want to at least keep a little arm size. I can't imagine myself with super small arms, even though it was one of the harder body parts for me to attain over the years. I always felt like my arms lacked until a certain point in my career, and then I was like, wow, everything came alive. You know, you ever get to that point, and it's like, you know, you're critiqued by judges, and that input you take, and instead of getting angry, you go and you just put in the work in the gym, you know, and you know, you just keep pushing yourself to improve. And that's about what bodybuilding is working on improvements and making sure you're not getting angry with the critiques, right? The thing is to go back to work, keep pushing yourself, never doubt yourself. You know, I always thought from day one that I could be great. So I knew once I had that balance, and, you know, sometimes I had to back off the shoulders to get my arms a little bigger. You know, I had to back off my shoulders to get my chest bigger. As you guys know, that followed me for a long time, I didn't train legs for 3 years to get my hamstrings to catch up and get my upper body to catch up. So, you know, it's always been a challenge. It hasn't been an easy road for me to become the best in the world. It was a lot of trial and error, and, you know, kind of going back in and reinventing myself. But we did it. All right, so that's it for another YouTube, guys. We have a lot on deck right now, but I'm gonna try to film when I'm in Germany. You get that checklist to me. So I'm gonna do a lot of vlogging, and I'll try to show you guys a little bit inside the gyms. But so once a week, I do a body part, once every 5 to 7 days. Like I said, if I do train 7 days, obviously that's repeated a little faster. Always been my theory. Now, there's a lot of great bodybuilders that train a body part twice a week. And I was never one of those people. Okay, I always need a rest because of the volume I train and the sets that I do with repetitions. It's really hard for me to recover because of that high intensity and always, you know, doing the number of sets. Although that's scaled down. So what you see today, I'm just trying not to walk out of the gym and, you know, get on a plane and be super sore tomorrow. But I will, you know, feel a little bit of this. You know, it's all about the recovery, the food. I know there's a lot of things you guys do now with, you know, ice baths and infrared saunas and recovery. I use tissue massage as kind of my outlet to relieve the body of the stresses and help the recovery. So we are putting a lot of stuff on the channel, okay? I want to thank you guys for continuing following along. You know, we have a lot of great comments out there. And like I said, there's a lot of content coming to you guys that, you know, some of you guys are new. Some of you guys have been around for a long time. So this is an arm day. Like I said, this is pretty strict in my routine now. Another day will be chest, shoulders, legs, and then back. So I do usually one body part or a group of body parts. You know, legs are done in the same day, quads, hamstrings. But we're highlighting all that stuff on the channel. So make sure you guys keep following along. Okay, this is Fit Club. This is the closest to the Strip. So if you guys come to Las Vegas, this is literally a not even 10-minute Uber ride from the Strip, or less, you know, 7 minutes. I mean, you can walk to Mandalay Bay, which you can see the Raiders Stadium over there. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's very close. All right, so make sure you guys check it out. Come see Gavin and the crew over here. Tell them I sent you, and we are out for another Jay Cutler TV. J Mac and myself, make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you back when I come back from Germany. We're out.
No mercy for you, no worries for you. That Game of Thrones, go Cersei on you. I flip the script, I roll the dice. Don't fall asleep, cause I'm working nights. Hey, you trying to shut